What's up, y'all? It's Thomas. Today we'll talk about the tall tale question: should you buy now? Right? There's a lot of factors that come into play as to whether or not you should buy, right? So we can't cover all that in the video today because everybody has their own unique situation. And the best way is to reach out to me. We kind of talk through it, get you with a lender to see, if financing, options are good for you at this time. But just kind of talking generically about what's happening in the resort market in the Orange Beach area. We kind of give you a kind of a guideline of if today's market is a good time for you. And I'll give you some good reasons why it might be good for you to invest in today's market. Of course, we know that interest rates are definitely higher than we want them to be. Above 7% is not ideal, but that's just where we are. That we can't control the interest rate, right? I know the Fed is meeting again this week. When Fed increases their rates, the mortgage rates tend to follow as well. So we just kind of have to see what happens with that. But like I said, the interest rates not being where we want them to be can definitely affect your mortgage note, right? And ability to obtain financing, and the amount of financing you're able to get is definitely hurt by the interest rate. So it really depends upon where you are financially, where you are with your investing standpoint, as to whether or not this is a good time for you. And that's more of questions that we'll have to kind of guide you to with a lender. That way they can really give you the full rundown as to your financial situation, with the current rates, what's going on with the market, if this is the best time for you to invest. But I'm gonna kind of just give you some stats on what's going on in the resort market and why today might be a good time for you. We're just looking at the May statistics in the resort market. That the average days of market for a condo was 68 days, which is up 272% as compared to May of 2022. So what does that mean, right? So the condos are sitting on the market a little longer. We're still having inventory shortage, but we have more inventory out there, but not anything where it was, right? So inventory is still very, very low, and the condos are sitting more days on the market. So it's taking longer for a condo to sell, especially than it was back in 2021, right? So sometimes it only lasted a few hours, or even a day or a couple of days, where multiple offers were coming in on these condos, and it was just hard to get one. Yeah, the rates were excellent. That's why everybody was going crazy buying investment properties out here, because it was 3.2% or lower, and people were just buying like crazy, and even cash buyers above asking price. It was a very crazy market that happened then, and things are definitely different now. Things have slowed since then. As you can see, 68 days, is not a long time, but compared to then it is. But what that means for you is it just gives you more time, right? So it gives you more time in order to really look at all the inventory out there to see what best fits your needs. It gives you the ability to make a decision that's proper for you, and not having to jump on a condo just because it came available and we have to make an offer right away, or we're gonna lose it, right? So it just gives us as real estate agents, and you as a consumer, as a client, to be able to really dive and dig and deep in as to what kind of condo you need with your financial situation and what's your goals to be able to get out of that property, right? So we just have more time. Obviously, 68 days is the average days on market. So we're able to look at the inventory for a longer period of time to really figure out what kind of needs you have and how we can meet those needs and get you a property that's gonna best fit those needs. And just kind of looking at the closed sales that happened, in May of 2023 was 198, which is down, 20.7% as compared to May of 2022. So we know that the amount of sales that are happening has definitely decreased from a year ago, which kind of, which is obvious in terms of what's happening in today's market. Things have definitely slowed down, but that does help you as a consumer as well, right? So if things are sitting in the market a little bit longer and they're not having as many transactions happen, that just puts a little bit more leverage on your side to be able to hopefully negotiate a price that may better fit you. So if a seller is selling at the right price range, that just gives you the opportunity to negotiate a little bit and hopefully get a sales price that will best benefit you rather than the seller. So back in the 2021 days, where things were just flying like crazy, these sellers were getting offers that were coming in way above asking price. The seller was always at the advantage in that situation, right? Or especially getting above asking price, or at least getting full asking price offers, was definitely in their advantage. But in today's market, if a seller is really wanting to sell, they're going to sell at market value, right? They're going to sell where the price needs to be, and it's going to give you more negotiating power to be able to go back and forth, with counter offers and trying to figure out the price that you guys can come into agreement with on contract. That way you can get to closing. So the benefit that you have in today's market is just that you have a little more time to make a decision, and you have a little more time and a little more power to be able to negotiate a price, because things aren't flying off the shelf, right? So if you're even in the market whatsoever right now, I can definitely guide you, with some mortgage lenders in town to kind of help you with the financing side, to kind of get that pre-approval started, to figure out, hey, what do I qualify for? So that's one of the biggest questions that we all, especially if it's your first time, not knowing what you even qualify for. So they're gonna run you through, the process of that, of trying to figure out, how much money you will be able to qualify for, what kind of condo you'll be able to get, that best fits your needs and your financial situation. Just give us some more time on the realtor side to be able to figure out, based upon what you approve for, what inventory is out there that we can look at, to take our time a little bit, and trying to figure out what best suits your needs, make a good solid offer, but also have the ability to be able to negotiate a little bit. So I think that's on your side now as compared to, these interest rates when they were super low, things were going off the shelf super fast. Like I said, interest rates are not ideal right now. We know that, but here's the thing, you can always refinance, right? So rates hopefully eventually will go down. And when that day comes, boom, let's refinance that loan, get you that lower rate, lower your monthly payment. You'll get more cash flow for the rental income side. So I know it's kind of a little tougher, but let's just think big picture. We got to think big picture, not the here and now, right? So the here and now is like, oh, I hate the rates. Well, the rates won't always stay that way. They may go up this year, but we're hoping that they'll come down sometime next year. And at that time, we can refinance and get you a better rate. So if you're in the market, I suggest that let's kind of look at these options. So there is some advantages to buyers right now for the fact that they're more time for you to make decisions. So reach out to me. Let's take a look at all this together. As you know, I have a free property investment guide for you. So especially if you're brand spanking new to investing, download our guide below. That way you can have a step-by-step process of knowing what it's like to get your very first property. I can get you hooked up with a lender. We kind of get the process started so we know time frame, what's best for you. So I appreciate you guys' time. Looking